go! Hey everyone, and welcome to my first
ever vlog.
Wrong. So, I've made it. Okay, let's just start again. Hello everybody, and welcome to my first ever video on YouTube. Wow, so this video has taken me at least 3 years to upload. Literally just had so much go on, so I thought first of all I would start by just sharing my story, what's been going on in the last 3 years and what's brought me to this point today to actually sit down and film my first ever YouTube video. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so I suppose where I'll first start off with this story is, let's just start from when I finished high school. So I was 17, finished high school, going through high school, my last 2 years my parents actually divorced, which was quite hard because, you know, my family wasn't together anymore, there were lots of changes within the house, and having to get through school and try and ace all of my exams and assignments as well. So then I graduated, I went on to university. So at uni I studied architecture, which was something that I was truly passionate about, and I loved designing and being creative. So during my architecture days, my mum went in to get a breast screen, and she noticed that a few things were just not quite right, so she just went in, got a screening done, and it turned out that her results were not so good. So I was actually at uni at the time on the same day, and I was about to go into a lecture that was a really important one for an exam that we had coming up, and I had a phone call, and it was my brother saying that Mum has breast cancer and it's pretty serious and she's about to go into surgery. And my whole world, it honestly just stopped. Like, yeah, it just was hard. So I got on the first train home, and my whole world from that moment onwards had changed. So my mum was going through chemotherapy. This went on for quite a few months. So every week I would take her into the hospital. We would see everyone else that was in the same chemotherapy ward. And everyone was just such a beautiful person. And it honestly broke my heart seeing everybody there, all stripped from their identity. So my mum had both of her breasts removed, and at this time all of her hair was gone. So that's the hair on her head, her eyelashes, her eyebrows, everything. She was stripped, and it was just, it broke my heart seeing her like that. And I think that for me was a moment of realization that I never want to have to go through this again, and I never want to have to put myself or my family through the same thing. So for me, this is when I truly valued my health, and I realized that I really have to look after my body, and that means in all areas of my life. But that's what kind of put me on the path for health and fitness. So before my mum went through her breast cancer journey, I was very, very restrictive on myself in terms of my health and fitness. So I was very consumed about the number of calories I ate, the types of foods I ate, how many times I would work out. I just was very into how I looked instead of how I felt. And you know, I would restrict myself from going out and seeing friends because I didn't want to have to go out and eat something off the menu because I didn't know the macros or the calories that would be involved. And for me, I valued myself and my body image so much more than that meal on the plate. So I didn't. I would, be so restrictive on myself, which is why my mum's journey has taught me so much as a person not to be so hard on myself in terms of fitness, and to value my health way more than how I physically look. because to me now it is so much more about the inside health of my body than the outside. Okay, so now fast forwarding to when Mum had finished her chemotherapy. I had obviously valued my health and fitness a lot more now compared to before the journey, and I decided to join a personal training course because I thought that I would be able to teach and inspire young people just like me to truly value their health and fitness from such an early age. So I joined a course and I totally slid out of my comfort zone for this one. I went in there with no expectations, but I actually met the love of my life, Dimitri, at this course. And ever since that, we have worked so hard together. We actually created our own health and fitness business called Oh Shit, Get Me Fit. And we created an ebook, which I had designed every single workout in there. It was a 12-week ebook, basically helping people become their healthiest and happiest versions of themselves. And we had worked so hard on this book. It honestly, it was everything to me at the time. But also, during all of this happening, I had severe anxiety. And I think that the anxiety was coming a lot from my past. My anxiety was so bad that sometimes I would go to work and I wouldn't be able to get out of the car. I would literally sit there crying, having panic attacks and everything like that. And I just could not bring myself to get out of the car and walk into the doors. So I would text my boss, I would tell her I couldn't come in, and I would drive home still having a panic attack. I would get inside and I would just spend the whole day being so miserable because I just didn't know what was wrong with me. At the time, anxiety wasn't a big thing. I felt embarrassed for having it. But yeah, this anxiety actually led me to quit 2 of my jobs purely because it was consuming me so much that I couldn't handle it. And then my grandfather got really, really sick. My mum decided to go and spend the last few years of his life with him. So she went to Melbourne, which meant that our family home that we were renting, we then had to move out of because the rent would just be too much for Dim and I to pay. So we had just moved into Dim's dad's house and it was about to be Christmas. And at this point, Dim had to work on Christmas Day. And if he didn't want to work, it meant that he had to quit his job and yeah, they just would not allow it. So this was going to be my grandfather's last Christmas. So I wanted Dim to have the pleasure of meeting him before he became a memory. So I had tickets booked to go down to Melbourne to spend Christmas with him. And literally the day that I was leaving, Dim quit his job and he booked a ticket down to Melbourne as well. So this is a stage that we were really struggling in our life. We actually had very little money and we were kind of just living off a few of our book sales, a bit of Dim's money that he was making, and like my mum and his family also gave us a little bit of money as well. And then when we got back from Melbourne, things got a little bit worse. And then we got kicked out. So a few things happened. We didn't quite meet eye to eye with his dad and he told us to simply get out. But at the same time, this then meant that we were homeless. We were broke, we were homeless, and at this stage we pretty much felt like failures. And we knew that the only thing we could do to get ourselves back up and running was to sell everything that we had to make some money so we could afford to live. So we both got jobs because he had to quit his job before Christmas. I quit my job a few months earlier due to my anxiety. So we both worked our asses off and we were lucky enough to move in with a family friend for, I think it was 6 weeks that we were there for. And then we managed to move into our first house together. So we had our own little unit that we lived in, and that was awesome just to know that we were homeless, we had nothing, and then we finally could afford our own place and our own roof over our head. So I think for me, that's probably the reason why I've never started this YouTube channel, even though I so have wanted to. Every time I went to start it, something would happen, like I was either homeless, or my mum was really unwell, or my grandfather was passing away, or I had so much anxiety and I had to quit my job. But right now I'm really content at life, and I'm so ready to share my journey with you guys. And there's so many things I haven't even touched on because it's just going to be such a long video. Things like how I healed my gut. So through this whole journey, I had really severe gut problems, probably because of all the stress I went through, but I managed to heal my gut issues, and I really want to share that journey with you as well, because I know it's going to benefit so many people. I want to share with you how I overcame my anxiety, my health and fitness, and where it's at now. I'm so sorry for rambling on with this video. I promise that the other ones won't be a ramble. I honestly just didn't know where to start with my journey, but I'm so happy I made a start, and I really hope that you guys stick along with the journey and watch as I put up some more videos to help you with your journey. So yeah, that's a wrap. If you are interested in sticking around, I guess this is the part where I say please subscribe to my channel. I really intend on uploading videos regularly. So yeah, stay tuned for what's to come. Thank you so much for watching.